Good afternoon. Welcome to Options Tender. It is Thursday after the bell, 12:22:22. Welcome everybody. If you are new here, go down to that bottom right hand corner, hit that Options Tender logo and subscribe. We had a heck of a day today. The volatility is insane. GDP came out. It was a catalyst. We talked about that yesterday. CPE is coming out tomorrow around 8:30 before the bell. It is also a catalyst, so be on your game. We're going to go through on multiple time frames as usual, but we're going to zip through the higher time frames. We talked about it in every single video, so just going to go through and kind of focus on the daily and the 65. All right. If you like these videos, please help us out and like them, and also hit that notification if you're interested in getting these videos multiple times a week. Okay, here we go. ES on the monthly time frame, rejecting off of the box that we drew a long time ago. We're trending down underneath the 8 EMA. We're still within last month's candle. That's a huge range, so we have some work to do for the bears. On the weekly time frame, on that weekly, broke down from the wedge, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Check out this resistance I talked about yesterday, and it coincides with the 8 EMA and the 20 simple as well. So that's our bow and arrow resistance, and backed off of that. Made sort of a kind of an indecision doji going into the PCE tomorrow, and had a huge bounce at the end of the day. Going to the daily, trend is down, you guys. On that daily time frame, trend is our friend. All right, check this out. Broke down from the channel. Also resistance. Went to back test that resistance and is rejected off that 50 simple and the 8 EMA trend indicator there. Broke down, bounced back up. Now, what's that telling us? We're in a downtrend on the MACD, but we're right at that neutral range. You notice this dash line here. You see support kind of happen, got underneath, but and we're testing that support again. Doesn't mean we can't go lower, or maybe we just break under there, but that seems to be playing some action, so we're keeping an eye on that. There is a slight divergence. If you see that slight bullish divergence on the RSI, so that's a key we have to look into. And then going on to that 65-minute chart. We have, in my mind, one of two things happening. Okay, we broke down. We thought, hey, this could be a 5-wave move down here, and we can go up for wave 2. Well, we didn't get very deep. We got maybe just below the 38% retracement, and that what that tells us is we were right at that 38 retracement from the wave 2. So that tells me this is a possible wave 4. We broke down from that wave 4 impulse wave down to the options expected move. If you're not familiar with the options expected move, that's the where there's a video on that as well. So why do we come right to that point? It's also the point of control. A lot of things happen in there. We bounced. In the scheme of things, it wasn't a very far bounce, but we're right back at that 38.50, which we talked about yesterday. Okay, now where do we go from here? Well, if this is a completed move, then this is a really small wave 2, and we're making another 1-2, and this would continue down tomorrow, down, and probably with an endless bid, just like today, before I suppose 2:30 or so. Now, that would be very bearish. Okay, and then we would be targeting a much lower area. I suppose we could get all the way down to this 36 3,900 area. That would be something that I'd look for if that's the case. Now, what we were looking for yesterday, we definitely didn't get the wave two up. Sorry about that. Turn my phone on silent. So what we would be looking for here is this is possibly a 1, 2, wave 3 ended here, 4 and 5. And then from that point, we'd be looking for a zigzag correction back up to 50, 60% area. We could call that our Santa Claus rally. And, so those are kind of our choices there. All right, the wife was calling me. I had to pause it real quick. So where was I? Okay, looking at this is crucial going into next week. The market is closed on Monday. If this is a 5-wave move down, then we should look for a pretty sharp move, like a zigzag up to retest maybe the 3,900 area plus. But if this is the bearish scenario, then we should be looking for a sharp move. So tomorrow should be very telling. We put on a straddle, and I held on to that straddle, so it didn't. We're still up on it, but nothing fabulous. But we already cashed in on the move down anyway, or the move up the day before as well. So this is another great opportunity to put on a straddle. This thing could fly up from CPE. You've seen it. You've seen it happen from the CPI numbers. Or this thing could fly down and just be bidless, 3%, 4%. Who knows? This could be a breaker situation if it's on the downside. So we left on that straddle for next week, and we're ready to go. But you're going to look at it and say, okay, well, you made a lower low here, and there's some divergence. All right, well, that's what it appears to be on the MACD. It's not confirmed because we didn't make a bull cross yet. But if you look over on the RSI, to me, we made a lower low on the RSI. And that's very bearish. We're not making any sort of divergence there. Okay, so in my mind, there's, I say it's 60-40 bears. It's really bearish if this happens, but I don't see anything pointing too positive except possibly the wave count that we have here and that nice big bounce, and maybe making an RSI positive divergence on the daily. But that's enough to be very cautiously bearish. But this should be very telling, especially if we make a new low and it's pretty rapid. This could be easily an impulsive wave 1. It's straight down. There's no bid in this. So this could be a 1-2 setup for the bears, or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 completion for wave 1, and we bounce before heading down lower. Not much else. There's the bullish scenario where this is a 3-wave move. And this is a 1-2 setup from the low here. This is a 1 and a 2, and we head higher. And I don't see that happening, but you got to keep that in the back of your mind. Okay, that's all we have to show here. We're bearish on the higher time frames. We're bearish on the medium, and we're certainly bearish on the 65, but we don't want to get chopped up. This is going to be a one direction madness here. And if we break to the upside, then we'll look for a short up in the 50-60% retracement. But if we break lower, and the floor should fall out, and we should test somewhere down this 3,600 area. But the real test, and I've said this over and over, back to the weekly, and then I'll end it. I know I'm repeating myself over and over, but I'm just trying to be clear. We're looking for this ping pong area, that zone there. We tested the top of that zone and we broke up. You can call that the 200 simple moving average, the support, and also that channel bottom. When we break all that confluence, we start cracking that, and this is the next zone I think we're going to play around in for a little bit. Maybe come straight down into this support and then have a bounce before even going lower. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I don't, maybe there's a wave 4 somewhere in there where we ping pong, but this is a very important area, and that was clear after we bounced off of it. All right, well, we're triangulating here, and we could start to break that as soon as next week. And what the market likes to do before like a 3-day weekend is if we go to the upside or the downside, it usually likes to park us right on some sort of, on the 200. It'll park us right at it and say, and leave us for the whole weekend wondering what's going to happen next, or perhaps on this trend line, or even up here. So that's what we're looking at tomorrow. But either way, they're going to be large moves, and I hope that you're on the right side of the trend. All right, thanks for joining us here at Options Center. Don't forget to like the video and join us on the Options Guide Discord. Have a great night. We'll talk to you tomorrow.